In South Africa continue to face widespread stigma about, or rather because of their illegal profession. Now, the KZN Provincial Legislature has convened a second symposium to look into challenges faced by sex workers. Decriminalising of sex work will also take centre stage, and our senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is tracking that story for us, and he joins us now live from Durban. Sipa, what exactly are some of the takeaways from what's being said there today?
Well, this gathering is discussing long-standing issues that have been raised before by sex workers. The issue of decriminalization of sex work, their protection. They say they are being harassed by law enforcement officers. They also say their rights are not protected, and they are calling for those long-standing issues to be resolved. Basically, they want to be recognized. They want their craft to be protected, to be respected, because they say they are a very large group of people who do this work, but they are not being recognized, and that puts them at a very awkward position. There are too many disadvantages for not recognizing them. They say they do not enjoy certain benefits and their rights are not protected, and they would want that to change. But most importantly, the gist of this gathering is to continue with that call that has been made over and over again by those who work in this industry, who say decriminalize sex work. If you do that, you will deal with too many issues, including addressing issues such as HIV and AIDS, and also you will not spend too much resources for law enforcement officers to keep on chasing them. They say they do not get social benefits and other benefits that are given to those who do work. So they want that to be resolved. It's a number of organizations that are here. There are delegates who are attending this. This is for the second time KwaZulu-Natal is convening this symposium whereby they are discussing issues affecting sex workers. Let's take a listen to what one of those who's representing the Sisonke sex worker movement had to say about their challenges, particularly the decriminalization of sex work.
Firstly, the criminalization of sex work took in 1975, where the colonizers in South Africa, they made sure that, they police women's bodies, specifically black women. We're in a country of, like, this is 2022. We are saying to our government, you should revisit those laws. Remember, we're talking white supremacy here. These are laws that were clearly formed by white supremacists. Criminalization of sex work has impacted sex work in a manner that, sex workers are now, they went underground. By saying underground, I mean they cannot voice themselves out. It's very difficult for a sex worker to be raped and walk into a police station and say, officer, I'm doing sex work and I'm an adult, I'm consenting, but I got raped. The police wouldn't take them seriously because of, clearly, sex work is still regarded as crime in the country. And funny part, for the legislature of KZN, this is one of the biggest symposium ever after the Gauteng Sex Workers Parliament. This is the symposium whereby we invited 200 sex workers, and for the fact that it's one of the, those baby steps, that we see the legislature taking place by making sure that sex workers' voice, it's in the table. And for the fact that, as you know, KZN, it's, carries the power. KZN carries South Africa. And for KZN to be doing this through its legislative process, we believe sooner enough, before even 2024, sex work will be decriminalized in South Africa. Because if you look at the gender-based and feminism plan, it gives up to by 2024. But this is just a prediction, meaning by 2024, there might be chances that sex work will be decriminalized in South Africa.
So you also spoke to the provincial legislature's speaker. What did she have to say about this?
Well, she says her office is only facilitating this, public dialogue, and they are opening a platform for all sectors, including those who work in the in this industry of sex workers. She says they are basically not calling for the decriminalization of sex work because currently, she says, there is no bill before lawmakers that can process and deal with that. She says the issue has got to be discussed and resolved by the South African society, including all stakeholders, and therefore once after all of that is done, a decision will have to be taken whether to decriminalize or not. But she says her office, the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Legislature, is basically opening up a platform for all structures or all sectors to talk about this, debate it, and also give the platform and the voice to those who are affected by this, who've been calling for the decriminalization of sex work. Let's take a listen to the Speaker of the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Legislature, Nontembeko Boys, explaining.
We are only creating a platform of engagement between stakeholders and society, so that it's a discussion that is not held behind closed doors. What are the effects of the criminalization of sex work as it currently is? If we move towards decriminalization, what do they think will be the effects, especially the societal norms? How will it affect the societal norms when it eventually happens, if it ever happens? But whilst you are going to that, which is a societal discussion, we are also having a responsibility to exercise oversight over government. As the presenters were making insight, including SAPS, the one representing the Office of the Premier, and the one from SANAC, are alluding to some of the discussions and decisions that have been taken at a national government level. Now, we have to check how far are they being implemented.
All right, that was Siphamandla Goge, senior reporter, after speaking to the Speaker of the KZN Legislature, Nontembeko Boys.